Yeah, good evening, everybody, and welcome to this interview with the President of the World Mountain Running Association, Tomo Šarf. I hope that's the right pronunciation of your name.
Yes, thank you. That's perfect.
It's perfect. Yeah,
But
very well.
I'm not Scharf, you know. When we are talking German, I mean, I just had a call before. He said, and he asked me, "Hey, if I translate your family name to English, it could be spicy." Thank you.
Yeah, very warm welcome to you, and thanks for the opportunity to talk about the mountain running sport today. And before we start our conversation with the specific questions we have prepared for you today, please allow me to briefly introduce you and the World Mountain Running Association. Is that okay?
That's perfect.
And feel free to interrupt me or to add if I miss some important facts, okay?
Okay.
So you are from Slovenia. I think not everybody knows that, but you are
Yes,
born and
I'm coming from a small country which is a neighbor country to Austria.
yeah. So in which area are you living?
Oh, I'm actually living in the center, in the capital, not the city center, but very close to the center of Ljubljana, the capital.
Ah, okay. Okay,
So
so
it's
not so far
just
from the
50
border.
kilometers to Austrian border and
Yeah.
100 kilometers to Italian border.
Oh, great area. So, and full of mountains, I think. Yes, you're
Yes.
still, yeah. So, and as I know
not like Austria, but still we have nice,
yeah,
very nice mountains.
yeah. And as far as I know, in addition to your work for the World Mountain Running Association, you are the head of the organizing team of the Smarna Gora mountain race. Is that true?
Yes. We are organizing this year. This year it will be the 46th edition. So
Wow.
I started organizing this event when I was 19 years old. So you can calculate how old I am now. So 19 plus 46. Yes, it was a joke in that time, but then it was developing, growing, and now it's the final. This year is again the final race of the World Cup.
Yes. So you had, there are two races, I think. The one is the very last one is the Smarna Gora, and there's another one, the Velika Planina, which is the uphill part. Is it the same area?
Actually, it is just coincidence. Normally, we organized in connection to Smarna Gora two races. One is the traditional 10 kilometers course, which is this with the long tradition, and the other one is the short one. It's just a sprint from the foothill to the summit, and the record time is just below 11 minutes. That's our traditional structure. But this year we decided to combine to organize the World Cup final race in combination with the Velika Planina race, which the same course was used in 2010 for the World Championships and 2017 for the European Championships. And it will be also used next year, so 2026, for the European Off-Road Running Championships for the uphill course. So we will offer the runners to come to Slovenia to experience the course for the next year for European Championships and make a package of 1 weekend mountain running in Slovenia.
It's a bit earlier this year, end of August, the World Cup final, because of the World Mountain and Trail Running Championships in Spain, end of September, I think.
Yes, the decision was taken in the winter time because we realized that if we have the that's the fact that we have the World Championships in the end of September, and then after the World Championships, normally the elite runners they need a couple of weeks to relax to recover, and then we are already in the October, and the weather is in this
it's too
region
unsafe.
is not so good, so stable anymore. So we decided to finish the World Cup before the September, and then allow runners 1 month to prepare for the World Championships, and that should be the end of the season.
Okay. So the World Mountain Running Association itself was established, I think, 1984.
Yes,
The
correct.
former name was International Committee of Mountain Running, I think, and the name
Yes.
was changed a couple of years later. So
Yes,
the name
yeah.
now is not the original one.
Yes, we changed. Actually, I was not in that time. I was not involved, but actually, when when international this for original, originally the headquarters of actually the seat of the organization was always connected with the headquarters of the World Athletics, and originally in that time the seat of the World Athletics, in that time International Amateur Athletic Association, was in London, and then I think it was in '92 the World Athletics moved from London to Monaco, and in that time they decided to also change the name from International Mountain Running Committee to World Mountain Running Association, which is more parallel to all other international associations, also with the World Athletics and so on.
Yeah. So last year you had the 40th anniversary, and you celebrated this one, I think, on the World Cup final in Chiavenna.
Yeah, I mean, we were thinking how to celebrate this 40th anniversary, because it is something. It's not just something that just happened, but it was really. I think we should celebrate it, and we did it, and we thought that we could organize this celebration in a frame of the one big event when all the countries will be present and so on. But unluckily, last year it was the year when we had no World Championships, because now World Championships is held every second year. And so we decided to organize this celebration inside the frame of the final race of the World Cup.
And you did it together with, I think, representatives from the other two associations, the trail running and the ultra runners.
Yes,
and the World Athletics.
Yeah, we years before we were not working close together, but when we started organizing the World Mountain and Trail Running Championships 5-6 years ago, we started talking about this. We decided that we actually not we decided, we just realized that we should work more together, more closely, and not just in relation to the World Championships, but also in the other ways. And so we invited also the representatives of ITRA and the Ultras and the World Athletics, and it was nice, simple, because our budget is not a huge one. We cannot afford to make a big festival, but I think it was nice and friendly.
That's good. Yeah. So currently you are the 5th president of the World Mountain Running Association, which consists of 8 members. And those 8 members are currently different from 8 different countries, as I have found out in my research. So from Slovenia, Great Britain, I think the US, New Zealand, Italy, Spain, Slovakia, I think, and
Slovakia,
Romania.
Yes, it is in our constitution that there should be just one council member from one country. It's a kind of a general rule that is normal for all organizations like we are. So one country could have one seat, not two.
But all of you are working on a voluntary basis, so nobody of you is in any kind of employment to the association. So you're all working as a volunteer for the association.
I mean, normally, as you know, all the organizations like we are, the members of the council are elected, and they are not paid for this. So they are not more or less, they are working on a voluntary basis. We just get, I mean, when we travel with our car, I mean, all the costs that we have are covered, of course, I mean, travels and so, but nothing else.
Nothing else, yeah. So you were elected in 2022, and the regular period of the board will finish this year, and you have new elections at the end of the year, I think, this year.
Yeah, I joined WMRA as a council member in 1997, a long time ago. And then I was a council member. I had different positions. And that time we had directors. Every council member has specific position. I was director for development for 15 years. And then I was general secretary, and now I'm the president. So
okay,
step by step.
Step by step upward. Okay. So let's talk about the World Cup, because we run together. Our running club is strongly connected with the World Cup. So it started in 1999, which means last year you had another anniversary. So
Yes,
the 25th of the World Cup.
Last year we were celebrating 40 years of the organization and 25 years of the World Cup, and I was 56. So altogether, it's coincidence. I mean.
A big party for everything. Yeah. Okay. So the World Cup this year will start in a month on the 3rd of May. Yeah. And this year you have 15 races in 8 different countries, and for the first time, I think, in 3 continents. So the majority of the races is in Europe, 2 are in the US, and 2 are for the first time in China. How did you get to China?
That's I wouldn't say a long story, but I can say quite complicated story. Actually, we were trying to. I mean, if it is called the World Cup, which is called the World Cup, there should not be all the races in Europe, which is the simplest way for all the runners and everything, because it's, and at the end of the day, it's also very good regarding the sustainability, which is so popular today. So why to travel for one race on the other part of the world? But still, if we are talking about the elite sports, then sustainability is a question. So we decided to find a race outside of Europe and outside of North America. We had a World Cup race in Peru 2 years ago, but nobody from out of just the runners from that region came to the race. But this year we decided, we got a good offer from China that one of the Chinese races is interested to join us. But the condition to join us was that they should invite runners, because normally, we don't cover full travel expenses to the runners. They're traveling as they want. But we know that the travel to China is quite complicated because of logistics, because of visa, because of expenses and everything. So we decided, okay, we go to China if you give us a good offer, not directly to us, but especially for the runners, that you invite a group of elite runners, pay them accommodation and travel. In that case, we go to China, and that was then we did a deal, and I think it's going to be good.
So a very new experience, because I think Asia, it's quite special.
Yeah, I have never been in this region. I've been to China, but not here. And I can say that it's about 2 hours drive from Beijing, and it was the venue of the Olympic for the skiing Olympic Games.
Skiing,
the ski region. Yeah. So it's a let's say well-developed region.
Great. Yeah, and there's another activity what you run in your association. It's the World Ranking System, which means that during the past 365 days, all the runners who get several points from different competitions are listed in the ranking. It's updated automatically, and I think daily or weekly. And this is also an impressive number that in the last year, 24, 148 competitions in 27 countries where you could get points there for the ranking, and the 15 top runners came from 30 different countries. So that means you already have a very wide range of nationalities who are going to the competitions of the association.
Yes, world rank. We introduced world ranking. World ranking. Actually, we started developing this just before the COVID situation, and so in that first year when we started, there were no races, so we had one year more to test without any races just to see how it goes, and we realized that it's working. It could work, and then we increased the number of races, and we updated the scoring system a little bit because you always can improve something. Nothing is so good that could not be better. So we try to develop this thing, make it. But our principle was always to try to make it as simple as possible, so it's easy to understand. The system is copied from the UCI, so International Cycling Association. Everybody knows UCI ranking. It's very famous, and we tried to not directly to copy, but the basic principle is taken from the UCI, which is very easy to understand. So you have the table, you exactly know if you go to this race, you will get this number of points for this position, and it's easy. If you compare this system to ITRA system, for instance, which is today very popular, and maybe to the UTMB index, which is even more sophisticated, I will not say ours is better because it's ours. I will just say that ours is easy to understand. Everybody who sit and read this text and explanation in 10 minutes, he gets the clear situation about how it works. But the other two systems are much more complicated, and now we are thinking that we should develop one unique scoring system, which will be. I mean, now it's complicated because nobody knows what is correct, especially, and everybody is using the system that fits better to him, and the sponsors, the media, and it's a little bit confused. So this year in Monaco, we had some discussions about how to create one system that would fit the best for all. But we are not so close to this system because there are a lot of things behind, and But our goal is to build one system that will be handled most probably by the World Athletics.
Okay, so that fits all.
Yes.
Yeah. So let's talk. We've already heard a bit about the history of the World Mountain Running Association. Let's talk about the last 40 years, or at your annual meeting at the council in Monaco this year, you discussed about the development and the success of the World Cup, which was founded in 1999, so 25 years ago. So what do you see are the biggest changes or challenges in these past 25 years?
I have to go back for 25 years. We started with the World Cup that was really almost private. In that time, it was Bergen race, Lenzerheide, and Telfes, and one more race, 4 races. And we decided that it should not be. I think at that time it was called Alpen Grand Prix or something like that.
Yeah.
And we decided that we should take care for this. We should accept this and develop this. And in the first 15, 16, 17 years, it was there were not so many races like now. There were 4, 5, 6 maximum races, and no really big races. And then when Jonathan Wyatt became the president of WMRA, his idea was really to develop this World Cup as a brand, as a WMRA property or something like that, and to make a big story out of this. And he started inviting big races like Sierzena, also Großglockner in Austria, that was also before in the World Cup, and some other races. And I think it was a good direction. and now we are still going in the same direction. So we are trying to make a big World Cup with big races, with well-known races, with races with reputation, with tradition.
Mhm.
And yes, in this direction we would like to go on, but I think it's now time to, let's say, to sell this product to a real sponsor. Now we had Valzer before, last 2 years. Still this year we'll have Valzer, but I think we need something bigger, something because we are on the market together with big
Serious.
series like UTMB and so on, and the GTS and so on. And I think it's not easy to compete just with the quality, which we have for sure, because we are the only circuit that is organized in connection with the World Athletics. We are working with the doping control and things like that, but the other ones not. So, but I think it's time to find some more money and to invest something more and to make it bigger. And also, last year we invested a lot of energy and some money also, but more or less energy to for the promotion of this. We have our own media team, and this media team is traveling to races, and they prepare good stories, good articles, good videos, and everything. And I think it's the way where we should go.
Okay, so that's also the perspective for the future, to stay on that course and to expand a little bit and to get maybe the World Cup a little bit bigger.
Yes, it needs to grow.
Mm-hmm. So our athletes and our running club is strongly connected to the World Cup, because since 2010 we are running races from the World Cup, as you know, and maybe you remember that 2017 our former runner Lucy Wambui Marigi was the first Kenyan who became world champion, and she was able to defeat her title the year after. Mm-hmm. And in the same year, our co-founder, Geoffrey Gikuni Ndungu, became the first Kenyan to win the World Cup, what was, really something very special.
I was the lucky guy who presented him the medal, because the final race of the World Cup in 2018 was on Šmarna. So he was running my race and he won. I mean, he got the medal and the cup for this on Šmarna.
Yeah. Oh, great.
Yeah.
Last year we had 7 athletes in the overall category in the top 6. So how important or how do you see the development of the Kenyan runners, especially from our running club, and how important are they or were they for the performance, for the further development of the World Cup itself?
The situation in mountain running is just very similar as was the situation in the road running, I don't know, 30 years ago. When 30 years ago, Kenyan and also other African runners came to the stage of these road races, marathon races, and suddenly everything was different, because we know the reasons, we know how everything was going on. And I think now we are facing very similar situation also in mountain running. Your runners are, I mean, the run2gether runners are really the strongest one, really strong. And also there are some other smaller groups, not so big groups, more or less individuals, we know them, which are also very strong already now, and I think they will probably also become stronger and stronger. So I think Kenya is really. We also know that at the World Championships years ago, before you came to this mountain running stage, there were some runners from Eritrea that were really strong. We know there are some of them. Petro Mamu, and before Azera Tekla and so on. And also also at the World Championships, there were some years when runners from Uganda came, and those guys were really on the top positions. So it happened also in Thailand and years before. So really, Africa, I'm talking about Africa, has a really good, big, incredible potential in this area. And the Kenya, now you're lucky because you are actually the first ones. Really, really so good, and you are. I think I cannot say the future is yours. That could not be. That's not good because we need the variety. We need. I mean, if just 1, 2, 3 runners are always on the top 3 positions, everything becomes boring for the media, for everything, and the other runners don't want to come because they said, okay, why to go if I'm not if I have no chance to come to get the medal. But that's the situation. But it is good because it encouraged people also not Kenyan and people runners from other countries. Hey, it's a serious sport. It's not a joke. I mean, you need to really train seriously to make plan and don't. It's really an elite sport now becoming. And I always said, as long as there are no African runners in mountain running could not be compared with road running or track and field running, long distance. Now we are here, and I think, okay, that's life.
You know, the mountain running has no tradition in Kenya. So this is, I think, a product of the last 10, 15 years that Kenyan runners are fast on flat courses and long distance courses, but also very strong in mountain running. So as we can see in the last years, so it's not only Kenya, as you said, it's also Eritrea or Ethiopia or Uganda or Northern African runners as well. So,
but why were Kenyans or African runners so good on the roads where you need higher speed? For a very simple reason, because there was money and they were training, they were racing for money. I mean, in mountain running years ago there was no money. Now its situation is changing a little bit, and with this new structure of the World Championships, it also is the title of the world champion is becoming more and more, interesting also for sponsors, for everything. And I think that our sport is growing and growing, and I think it's one of the, I would say, I will not say mountain running, I will use maybe the word that I like it. It's taken from the European athletics, off-road running. I think off-road running is one of the fastest growing sports in the world now. If you look at how many runners are going to the trail races, to mountain running races in Europe, in America, in China, in everywhere in the world.
Yeah. So it's quite important also for the development of the WMRA. I mean the expansion of athletes from other parts of the world. So
I mean, the name of our organization is World Mountain Running Association. So we are not fixed or limited to the Europe or those maybe it's connection to the North America. We are called World Mountain Running Association. And if any sport is really suitable for countries like Kenya, like undeveloped countries all over the world, is let's say off-road running, because you can do it wherever you want. You don't need a complicated, sophisticated, expensive infrastructure. All you need is some enthusiastic people who are coaching, taking care for organization, and nature. But you have nature everywhere, You can imagine how complicated it is to train pole vault or some athletic disciplines if we stick inside the frame of the world athletics. But you can do off-road running wherever you want, in any village.
Yeah. And you have been to the place where our camp is in Kenya during the first Mount Longonot Trail Challenge last year, which was the first Kenyan event competition who was counting to the world ranking system of your association. So you have seen in which environment our camp is, and what kind of opportunities the runners here have for their training and for preparing for competitions. How do you rate the infrastructure and the opportunities as a training center alongside the hotspots, which usually, everybody goes to Eldoret or to E10 to train there? What can we offer? What can the camp offer for mountain and trail runners? I mean, not only for the African runners, also for every runner from abroad.
I must say that I have never been to those two, let's say, fancy places, Eton and Eldoret. But I have heard a lot. I've read a lot. I know people who spent there a long time, and I must say that I think there's a big difference between Mount Longonot, or actually your camp, and the other ones. Your camp is really, it's a camp. The other, I mean, the other two are, it's just a city where you can go there, when you can hire an apartment or something, and you can stay and you can train whatever you want with your coach alone. But if you go to your camp, you really spend 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, doesn't matter how much you want, with those people, and you experience your camp. For me, it's a kind of experience. It's experience, it's a challenge, it's something what is, for me, I will never forget it, and I hope to come again, because it's really so interesting. It's really basic, and mountain running is basic. I hate, just a few days ago, I had a, not meeting, a discussion with some runners. What everything you need for mountain running? Hey guys, you don't need it. No, you don't need this. Rucksack like this, ski poles like that, gels like this, shoes. Those ones for 250 euros are not good enough. You need for 300 euros. With it's not so complicated. I mean, when you come to your camp, you really realize that you don't need almost nothing. Just your brain. You have to switch your brain to African mode, to Kenya mode, and you are there. And that's something what I really like also about, I mean, generally the life in the camp is so basic. So I think
Simple.
yeah, I really loved it. It was interesting. I spent there with my wife a week, and we enjoyed the friendship, the people, the relations between people, the simple food, the accommodation. Okay, we were staying not in this basic accommodation, but you offer also this. So I think it's really interesting experience for everybody.
Yeah, I think that's so important for us still after all those years. Yeah, there's the slogan or the motto we have is to do the things together. To get the benefit from each part of the culture. So we eat together, we train together, we relax together, we spend time together, and I think this is a kind of unique. Also, I think you won't find it in Eldoret or in E10 like this. So, and although you have all the training possibilities, we have the 400-meter track. We have, the surrounding, you have flatter parts, you have steeper parts, you can do all the speed work, the hill work, everything is possible within 5 to 10 kilometers. So you don't have to use a car. You can just step outside of the camp and start with your training or with your runs. And also the atmosphere in the village, I think, is very unique. So the respect they have, the people from the community, I mean, the respect they have to the people in the camp, and
I think it's really interesting experience for everybody who goes there. Of course, one thing is the training part, and the other thing is all the rest, which is maybe even more important. Okay, if you are a elite runner, okay, you focus on the training, of course, but still, I mean, it's for everybody. It's a nice experience.
Yeah, Do you have any ideas how we can improve? I mean, you have seen so many places in the world, running places in the world. So do you think there's something we can improve?
I think, all improvements are more, I mean, not all improvements, but normally if you want to improve something, it's connected to investments. And I know that you have limited sources and you have no chance to build a stadium or I don't know what. And for somebody who comes there I mean, it's obvious that also using these facilities, you can be world champion. You can be the best runner in the world. So you have everything what is needed. You just need to use things that are available.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And everything is there. It was never in our idea to expand and to make it bigger, because that would change everything, or that would change a lot. Yeah. And as you know, Run Together is not only a management for Kenyan athletes. It's a running club that offers training opportunities for all runners in Austria and in Kenya. On different levels, so from the beginner to the top sports or runners, and also assume social responsibility. There's a saying, sports can be like a bridge. So we have numerous investments in education, in health, and in infrastructure projects on our agenda in order to provide our athletes and their families and the needy families in Kiambogo with those sustainable and positive perspective. How did you experience our social activities during your stay and the commitment on site in the camp?
When I decided to accept this invitation, of course I checked your webpage and I read everything what is published on what is available on the webpage. So I was not surprised when I came there. Generally, I had a kind of a general picture in my mind, but still, when I came there, I think everything was not different, but yes, I can say different in a positive sense, of course, because I was really surprised. What are you doing for those people there? I don't. First, of course, first group are the sportsmen, which are, let's say, something that everybody could notice. But behind the stage, what you are doing with those kids, for the village, Kiabogo, I mean, I cannot imagine how those people were living before you came. I mean, there was no water, there was no. I mean, you organized education that is accessible for those local kids, which is not the case. Which was not the case before. Even if education is more formally for free, paid by the government, but still people, I mean, the parents need to pay for them a lot of money for if they want to send 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 kids to school. So I think in this, especially in this case, you are really doing an excellent job. And I must say that, yeah, it's really great. I also joined your group of this people who are supporting your kids, and I hope you will keep on going this and not stop, not quit.
Yeah. So education is the key to everything, and that's the most important reason to do that. So to offer the children the possibility to attend school, and as long as they are able to do that and want to do that, so it should not be a matter of money when your school education stops, maybe after the primary school stage. So that's very important. Okay, one more question. We go back to the World Mountain Running Association. How do you see the effects of your competitions and your offers and your activities on the popular sport? So what can amateur runner, we are also strongly connected with our members who are amateur runners. What can amateur runners take away from those activities and competitions? What do you think?
I'm also, you know, in Ljubljana, we organize Ljubljana Marathon every year for more than 25 years. I'm also a member of organizing structure of this marathon. So I'm involved in road running. I'm also a measurer for the road races, for the courses. So I'm involved also in road races. But when we noticed that the participation in Ljubljana Marathon went down from 25,000 to 15,000 in 5 years, I was always saying, "Hey guys, I think I know what is the reason. I think I know what is the reason. People are just don't want to run on the roads anymore. People want to escape from roads to the nature. I don't say to the mountains because it's not necessary. When we are talking, when we mention mountains, people think people have the in mind. Okay, it's Großglockner, you know, or Berglauf in Ljubljana in Slovenia, or I don't know, high mountains. But actually, we are in mountain running. We are not talking. That's maybe the word mountain running is not the best. Off-road running is for me much better because it's running in the nature. And I think what is going on today, that people are really thousands of people are running in the nature, which I really like. And I think we are trying to offer them what they want. I'm a big, maybe I'm a kind of a dinosaur in this case, because don't think that people really need all those stuff, you know, fancy things. I'm more, I think what is a big advantage of mountain running, of off-road running, is that you don't need anything. You just go. I'm also, you know, in Slovenia, we are also, like in Austria, we are also all Slovenian people are skiers, cross-country skiing, alpine, especially alpine skiing and so on. If you want to go alpine skiing, you need your personal equipment, which is complicated, and you need to buy every 1, 2, 3 years everything new because of fashion, because of different things. And the community needs to build a huge infrastructure, which is again for me disaster. Okay, we mountain runners, we use this infrastructure for our races, which is another good side of alpine skiing. But still, for off-road running, you don't need anything. You just go to nature, listen birds singing, listen to the nature, and that's all. And I think that's what people need today, because we are all, you know, busy.
To make it simple, to go back to basics, to open the door and go out and enjoy the environment.
If you play tennis, if you play basketball, if you play something like that, you need to, you have to agree time 1 week before, and you know, with friends. But if you go running, you just go, you know. I mean, it's always nice to run in a company, but still you can go also alone, wherever you want. Unlimited possibilities.
That's true. And I think another benefit of your competitions is that I'm not sure if every race, but most of the races are open for everyone. So it's this joint feeling. We do it together. We can start in the same race than the elite runners, and at the end
the only races that are not open to all the runners are the World Championships. Of course, World Championships is the World Championships, but all the World Cup races, the Masters World Championships, and all the lower level races are open to everybody, and that's a challenge. I mean, that's an experience when you are standing shoulder to shoulder with the world champion. Okay, in 1 second he disappeared after the start gun, but still, I mean, I was there. I mean, on a photo, I'm there. Which makes everything very, very interesting. Yes.
What we experience when we accompany our athletes to the competitions is that at the end, you know, after the finish line, they got so much response. So you know, you can touch the best one. You can talk to him. You can have some fun. We're waiting together for the ceremony, and you know, it's just a normal guy he's running better than me, but he's normal, and I can talk to him and I can get in touch with him. And I think that's also something special and very interesting for a lot of people. So our athletes are never alone after a race.
Yes, of
So
course.
they have a lot of friends after the finish line. And
Yes, the
I think
problem is when they started traveling to the races, it's a problem, the language barrier, because some of them have problems with the communication, but still when after 1-2 seasons they are experts.
yeah. Well, thank you very much for this very, very nice and informative insight in your work. And thank you for your time that you have talked to us or with us. And we wish you all the best for this starting World Cup season and also for the championships in September. I hope to meet you soon somewhere on the road or at one of the other competition. And we will follow your steps, of course.
I wish
and hope
you
to
all...
see you back in Kenya one day in the camp.
Maybe this year I will come to Kals if I
Great.
I would prefer just to compare experience in Kenya and in Kals. But I need to see where, because I'm in the summertime, I'm really busy traveling to all the World Cup races and so on. But still, I also have private life. It's my hobby. It's not my job. But still, like I mentioned today several times, I think you are really doing a good job
Thank you very much.
with your team, and I wish you all the best for the future. And yeah, I'm sure that we will meet this year several times in different parts of the world.
Somewhere. Yeah. Thank you very much.
And you're invited to the final race to Smartnagora, which is just on the other side of the caravan.
Yeah. From Kars, it's not so far. Even from my place, I'm close to Innsbruck, so it's not that far. And I have never been to Slovenia, so maybe we will meet over there.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Okay. See you.
Bye.
Bye.